Yo boys, back with another video. Today we're gonna be going on the good old fashioned Unholy DK and um currently, so I've been playing DK for about 1 day. I mean, I used to play it back in the day. I used to play Frost DK and all that good stuff back a long time ago. Pretty much my first ever class other than Rat Paladin. But yeah, it's been a very long time since I played it. So currently right now I'm like 2k CR and I'm like 2300 MMR. But this is the first game, so I just started playing it. I played it started last night, so I went from like 0 to 1900 last night, and then just today I went from 1890 to 2015. So it's been a good push. It kind of sucks that the queues are like 40 minutes long after you get to like 2K because nobody wants to heal anymore. Like you can't really get healers over 1800 because there's just nobody playing healer. So it's kind of unfortunate. Game's kind of just dog. It's kind of just doogie. It's doogie. So here I end up almost dying. Thankfully, my guy ends up swapping. He ends up death repairing. He ends up doming. As you can see, we're doing pretty solid damage, about 40 to 50k a second right now. And now this is like the first ever game I started playing this, so I'm kind of still learning. I've got the gist of it because I've played it so much. You're kind of just trying to keep your festering wounds up, and then um, use your number 2 ability and Death Coil. It's like claws. It's like Shadow Claws or some, I don't even know what it's called. But you're just spamming those whenever you have bleeds upon everybody. And pretty much you're just defiling. Now I switched to Party Waffles build because I was running a Pet Kicks build, but I ended up wanting to swap because you get more burst with the Party Waffles build. So I'm going to be swapping to that. And I'm going to be trying it out. So we'll see how that goes. And as you can see, I'm kind of just putting Defile down because it automatically puts Festering Wounds on people, so I don't have to like do all that extra work. But as you can see, we're kind of pumping. We're doing a lot of damage, and we end up winning the game here. Just kind of just doing unhealable damage the entire game. 45k a second. It's pretty wild. So we end up going Bumiante. As you can see, my damage roto is pretty weird. Just doing death cools and your bleeds and your festering wounds, but pretty much just all bleed damage as long as you can just play it right. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now the only burst cooldown that you have is basically Apocalypse. Apocalypse will like 150 people. It's pretty insane, and once I use Party Waffles build, it should be like it's gonna be a lot of burst damage. But otherwise, you don't really have that much burst damage. Like your everything else doesn't really do it. It just gives you more haste, and pretty much that's about it. And then other than you summoning your army and you changing your pet, you're not really going to be doing that much damage like burst wise unless it's Apocalypse. As you can see, my Apocalypse ends up doing a lot of the burst damage. You'll see a lot of it during these rounds right here. But yeah, if you don't use it on defensive, it'll easily hit from somebody for like 100 to 50 like every time. It's pretty nice, especially since it's up so soon. It's like a 25-second CD or something, which is pretty nice. I end up using my AMZ on this guy here, so he can, or whatever it's called, AMS. I don't, I get him confused. Whatever, you know what I mean. I end up getting feared. Did I shrink at that? I had my racial, or I had my DK thing, but I guess, yeah, I was the Zug brain at that point in time. I need to switch that keybind too, because whenever I mouse on it, it also does my ice thing too. It's kind of annoying. But as you can see, I'm kind of just keeping my bleeds up on everything and kind of just doing down. I'm trying to keep my stacks up of Death Cool because you really want to have 10 stacks, but it's really hard whenever you're facing somebody that can CC you because then your stacks fall off. So here I end up getting feared, cycloned. So I'm trying to keep up my stacks here because my stacks are finna to fall. I keep them up right here. Be damn. And they actually fall off before I can get it. Be damn. So I'm keeping my wounds up. I'm kind of just death coiling to keep my procs. I'm kind of just PVing really is all there is to it. Keeping my fast wound because every wound you want to be using your claws because as you can see my claws are hitting really hard. Like they're just doing unhealable damage right now. And I'm just pumping him with death wolves right now. Be damn. So I'm still just pumping them, gripping them, using my haste thing so I get fast haste. I can pop the apocalypse. I probably should have clicked Apocalypse instead of using anything else. He probably might have died. So I'm going to Apocalypse now to get them damage rolling. I actually should have probably waited until after Pet Sec. But, all well. So we're going to keep pumping him here. There's no really point of changing this guy, because if I do, he's just going to shift. So it's like pretty pointless ass. Waste of a global, you might as well just coil. So here I grip him and he should just die here, I think. Let's see. He's actually surviving by like an inch. I'm calling him from across the map. Ah! Absolutely destroyed, kid. Nothing he can do about that one. So it absolutely demolishing boomies like usual. That you can't do nothing about that one. Best rogue in game, back-to-back world champ, like usual. So we instantly win the game, and now we're gonna go boomy again because why not? Might as well kill the boomy. And that is all there is to it. Killing the boomy hunter. Let's see. But yeah, pretty much you're just keeping your bleeds up. You're trying to keep your coils up, but you also want to be defiling, or if you're not running defile, it's like the same thing. If you don't run this build, if you're on Party Waffles build, it's the same thing. You just do the same thing. It automatically will put wounds on people, and that's all there is to it. And you just want to always have it down with everybody because it'll automatically put wounds on. So then you won't have to you won't even have to put them on yourself. You'll just automatically be able to swap, and they'll be on that target already.
Victory is clear. Our bargain is upheld.
Let's see here. Kind of just death coin, keeping up the good old fashioned DX, keeping up the bleed. As you can see, I'm kind of just pumping. Like, even though I'm CC'd, I'm still doing 50, 48k, 50k damage a second. Look at that. That was 100. That was like 80 to 45% right there just from a one hit CD. So it is pretty nice. Not gonna lie about that one.
No matter who, he profits.
So yep, I get Cyclone. I don't have Trinket, so I still have Iceborne, so it's really nice. My guy's almost gonna be dying here. We have PS, we have Petag, we have Iceborne. I could have Iceborne the stun, but I ended up not. I was like, nah, not even gonna bother. I have Big Damn here. He ends up absolutely getting destroyed by Apocalypse, and I end up death going on for the big old Dieb. I ended up messaging him. Oh, I said MD a clone. I forgot it is, but then again, it's only like 1800 CR, so you know, can't really expect much in no World of Warcraft. So me saying MD clone, it was kind of a forge because you can't really expect that at 1200 CR. So it do be like that. Yeah, this situation we're just gonna go boomy again. I mean, all you have to do is just go to casters. Go to the casters that you know you can stop damage from. Like if we go BM Hunter, we're not gonna be stopping his damage. If we go boomy, he's gonna be forced to sit bare for him, which is stopping his damage and stopping his CC. We can't really stop the Hunter. We can stop the boomy though. So we're gonna start the Hunter, but we'll be swapping the Druid when he comes out. So I grip him. I could trinket this and disorient, but nah. I can disorient I stun him. I grip him, disorient him. Beat down on this guy here. He pre-skins air. Nice. I'm end up getting my stacks up here, getting the haste going, getting the army going. That's a good disarm because I can't do much. I end up ant MZ, so he ends up using his burst damage on my AMZ, which actually ends up swap. Oh, nice swap. That was a close one, buddy. He actually held Trinket there, which is really nice. So we actually held Trinket on the Root Beam, the Cyclone, and everything. Or I don't even know if he Cyclone. He could have Cyclone, and he would have had a Trinket. He ends up almost dying, and he ends up dying in the opener because he lines his healer. And as you can see, the red just does unhealable damage. Usually, every time I face a red, they end up just doing unhealable damage. That wasn't even a full DR of a game. And for DK is more of like a dampener because you need to get your stacks up. Once you get your stacks up and all the bleeds up, that's when you start pumping. Like otherwise, it takes a second to get all your stuff stacked up. Cause like your actual burst dam isn't really burst dam. All you have is Apocalypse. Everything else is just like, it's just like it's meh. Like the gripping in is just for grips. Like the green ability that grips everybody in. It doesn't really do. It'll do like 60k damage in an entire round. It's like pretty useless. It's legit only for extra grips. So I end up gripping. I end up stun, grip, disorient. So we get full CC. I end up using big burst dam here. He ends up getting a double stun. I end up using my I counter his Wing Yangs with AMZ. I kind of walk out of it because he's not hitting me. My Druid could have probably just sat in it because it was on wings and it counters, but whatever. He ends up trinketing Orbing here, which is whatevs. I end up gripping the Hunter on his Liep. He ends up using it again. He ends up trying to feign Death My Bleeds. I just put him right back on him. He tries to Rudy B me. I end up gripping, stunning him again with my Piet. And honestly, I'm probably going to macro my leap and my stun on the same thing, so then he can end up, my pet can end up leap stunning the healers, which I think is what I should need to be doing. Because every time I want to like stun a healer on his cast or something, I can't because you know I had to leap it first and then I had to stun. So I'm just gonna macro them together and put leap then stun so that I don't have to worry about it. But he has bop back. He's probably gonna bop. Nope, he land hands it instead. Probably should have just bobbed honestly because we don't have any purges. But the land hands was pretty good. I end up getting a full key egg. He can fear me. He ends up getting a triple stun or double stun. We're end up just doing unhealable dam. When we get PS there, we're going right through that. We swap targets and put the bleeds on him. Instantly keep doing pumps. After that, PS is going to be taking heat domes, but the red's too close to go in the dome. And he ends up getting taken out. Absolutely farm, kid. I carry the Boomy like you because he's doing negative dam. I don't know why would you play Boomy in 2023. It's legit the worst class in game. Druid in general is really bad in solo shove. It used to be really good when it done dam. Now it don't do any damn, because if you get focused by melees, you cannot play the game. Like, even if you're cycloning, even if you're the best, if you didn't get your rank 1 before they nerfed it, because, like, I mean, even before, it was still really hard. I mean, everybody, I mean, to be honest, if the game was, like, if healers were just good, I mean, we wouldn't have that problem of, if you were 2600, you wouldn't be forced to play with a 2K or a 1600 healer. Same thing with a DPS. Sometimes there's not enough DPSs, and you'll be like 2,500, and you'll end up going with like a 2,100 DPS or something. And the reason is nobody's playing the game. Nobody's wanting to actually push. Like anybody pushing solo shuffle right now is just gonna have a really hard time, especially if you're doing it high rated. Unless you do it at like the perfect time where you know people are gonna be queuing, like streamers and stuff. Otherwise, you're really not gonna get anybody good, and you're just gonna get some, it's gonna be rough. So we end up opening this guy. I end up using my pet stun. Or no, I actually don't. He ends up bopping him on the stun, I think. He ends up trinketing too. Got Red's trinket as well. We're kind of just pumping the rep. He ends up cycling me. Very unfortunate. I could have pet stunned him. But what is? I end up, seeing the Cleon. He ends up Rudy Beam, but he gets out of it. Nice. Good stuff, good stuff. We're on the Druid still. As you can see, we're kind of just pumping. We're keeping them bleeds up. We need to get them defiles out. Let's see if we do it. Nope, he just dies. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and as you can see, unhealable dam. Let me know if you guys want to see more DK gameplay, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace, peace.